What's going on, guys? Back with some Skyrim Kinect stuff, and I decided to head into the cave here. We're on the base of the 7,000 steps, the mountain, throat of the world, or whatever you call it. I killed a bear outside, but I think this is a small cave with like one more bear in it or something, so it only take a minute. They say I was sneaking before I went into the cave, so when I came in the cave, I was already sneaking. So. And it's kind of goofy here, if I remember right. Like the game kind of bugs out on me when it comes to this bear. I'm able to hit him the first couple times, and then he gets like stuck in the environment or something. Then it won't let me shoot him anymore. So yeah, I end up firing quite a few arrows at him, and then decided to run up there and just hit him with my axe. But kind of gets bugged out, as you see. He's like stuck or something. It's weird. And this one definitely should hit him. If the other ones should have too, but that one was definite. So yell equipped axe and go at him. And chomp him in the head. And that's it. So yeah, it's a small cave, but there is a skill book in here that I end up finding, and there is a chest. So it's worth coming in here for the skill book. And I'm just picking up all my arrows that I was shooting at him that I was able to find here. Remember, I missed all those arrows were going like through his body or something. So I'll grab a few of those back. And a coin purse with actually some decent gold. Was it 117? Maybe? That's not bad for a coin purse. And then yeah, we got a book here with smithing increase. So that's the cave for you.
I'm right behind you. I'll show you what I know.
And I think, yeah, I'm going to end up doing my last couple trainings here to get to 50 with our boy. So we're at 50 archery.
What do you want me to carry?
Which is the highest he can train us.
Let's get going then.
Yeah, so I leveled up my magic up because I plan on trying to use the I'm not using it really right now, so I gotta start really trying to remember maybe to cast an illusion spell on an enemy before I hit it with my bow or something to try to get that leveled up. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking around, see what I can do. My illusion magic is only 16, and it needs to get. See, my fear spell and my calm spell are level 2 spells. They're actually a lot of magicka, so I'm not usually able to cast them. I may be able to now that I got my magic up. But power shot up here, you see, is 50. I can actually have gotten power shot if I already had eagle eye, which I didn't. So I'm going to probably take power shot next time, because power shot is one of the best skills for the archer. It's kind of like impact for a mage, where you can kind of stun. Stun the enemy when you hit them. Power shot doesn't stun the larger enemies, or impact stuns like anything. Like you can stun lock a dragon basically with impact. It's pretty overpowered. Power shot will stun anything that's not a large enemy, so still a majority of the things you fight. So basically you hit it with arrow, it'll kind of stutter itself, so you have more time to hit it with the next one. So if you go up the mountain here, there are tablets to read. I'm gonna, if you want to read them, you can pause on each one. I'm not gonna waste too much time looking at them, to be honest. It basically tells kind of the story of how man learned to use the dragon shouts. And all that. So, and then when you read all of them, there's 10 of them. When you get through 10 of them, you actually get a Voice of the Sky, I believe it's called, which gives you, like, wild animals won't attack you for 24 hours or 8 hours. We'll see, when we get to the top, I'll see exactly what it was. So as you work your way up the 7,000 steps, it is a long trek up this mountain, which it should be. You'll slowly grab those tablets as we're going up. And that's really about it. There's one tough fight up here, which actually isn't very tough in this playthrough. I get through the guy pretty easy. It's a frost troll. He'll be coming up. He's always up here. Every time I've ever played this game, he's been here. And that guy is like a pilgrim, and people make this trek, like these pilgrims they call them, come up here and they walk the steps and read the history and meditate. It's like a basically. So you'll meet a couple of them on the way up. There we go, ice wolves. Ice wolves could beat your ass, and this guy beats my ass pretty good if I remember right. Yeah. It's a tough SOBs, man. For our level right now, especially. And of course, because I've been leveling my archery like I have been with Fade and all my levels higher, you know, so I'm fighting. You're gonna find a little tougher enemies because the game scales to a point. It doesn't scale in the same way that Oblivion did, but it does scale. Some enemies don't scale. Some enemies are just what they are. But you will find scalable enemies. So like I kind of said, I think in this. Oh shit. I kind of said in the second video when I started training with Fade and all, that if you're not being an archer, you don't really want to do that because you're going to level yourself to the point where you're going to be fighting stronger enemies. But if you're not actually using the archery, you're going to be actually hurt yourself because like your one hand or your magic, destruction magic, might not be as high. Your archery will get high, but then you won't be using it anyway. So really only someone who's going to be using archery as a main attack should really level like that, because the game will outscale you. You see these kind of things are 136 and 128 mana for those, the fear and the calm spells, which is the ones that I would want to use more often. I need, I think, 25, yeah, to get to apprentice. So I really need to work on my illusion magic, or at least start training on it as time goes by. Once you really start training your skills like big time, it gets actually it's harder, you know, because you're not able to get your money back like you are with Fade and all. And there's no illusion trainer that you can get as a follower. I looked it up, so that kind of makes it a little more difficult. So we'll just keep making our way up, and eventually you're gonna come to a area where that frost troll is gonna be. And he's not easy, but he's not that bad. If you got a follower with you, that helps a lot, obviously, because he can take some of the heat off of you, and you are able to sneak attack him with a bow if you get him. So if you know where he's at, which I do. So here's another follower, or pilgrim, I guess. Chilling there. She just kind of says she likes to come up here and meditate. Yeah, I'm trying to run through here as fast as I can. Now up here, I think, is where, yeah, this is where you can kind of see it gets a little different here. He's always up on top of that ridge up there. It's kind of hard to see, actually. But if you know what you're looking for, you'll see him up there, right up there. And I think I missed with this first one. Got him. Just wait for him to come on down, and you can get him this whole way. He runs towards you if you get a bow. You just keep popping him, and that whittle him down before he even gets to you. And he still doesn't know where I'm at because my sneak is actually. I don't know why. Usually he finds me by now. So I do a equipped axe here with my Kinect. And go finish him off. Nice. And that's really the rest of this video, to be honest with you. Because we're just working our way up the mountain. There's no more fights. I've never fought anything after this. I have fought a dragon here before. Before on my way up this path. There was a random dragon that I fought. And one time was at the same time that I was by the one girl who was sitting in front of the monument and in front of the stone, you know. So she helped me fight him. And but there's no dragon this time, I don't think. No. So we'll just work our way up. See, I'm trying to figure out, get my Kinect stuff going. I got axe right hand and fury left hand there. So I can, when I bring my axe out, I'll have my illusion spell ready as well. And I really need to start working on leveling that up. And take a little look over here. I don't think I ever looked in that little cave thing. I wasn't sure if there might be something hidden there, but there's not. So there's 10 of them. The last 2 are right next to each other, pretty much. And it's pretty uneventful the rest of the way. Now remember, we did grab the supplies from Klimek, I think his name is, before we started up the steps. And there's a chest up here where you're going to. You store them in there, and that's how you finish that little side quest. And he gives you some cash or something when you're done. We can go back and talk to him. It's a miscellaneous quest. So make sure you do that if you got the supplies from them. Go on. Yeah, so there's 9 and the 10 is right up here to the right, and there's High Rothgar right there. So we made it. Excuse me, we made the trek. And see, we get Voice of the Sky added. And do a little quick magic, and then active effects. You say that, and it'll go take you right there. And we do have a rock joint here, which we need to cure. But you see, Voice of the Sky, animals will not attack you, basically, or for, you know, however long it was. So you can continually do that if you want. You can continually do this trek up the mountain and get that. Anytime you read 10 and the 10 of them like that, you get it again. So if you want to get it again, you can just make the trek again, and you get that Voice of the Sky again once it wears off. And that's it. We put the supplies in for Klimek, and we're going to end here. So we'll see you in the next one and talk to the Greybeards.